New friends. I have reached the fortress of the firstlings and was welcomed by the commander of their guard, a female dwarf named Belindis. She's not the first dwarf you encounter, but surely the one you like best. She's an experienced warrior, an excellent smith, and you also couldn't help but notice the attractive fluff on her cheeks. Queen Zamtis has promised to send an army to the secondlings to support them against Nadan. She will also replace all the lost raw materials needed. Replace? Alright. Will replace the lost raw materials needed for Kingfire and sends Belindis to join you as a smith and warrior. I didn't think we had anything aside from the wood. Which the wood we don't have. Do you mean the wood? Are you replacing the wood? How did you get the wood? I don't know. Okay. Hi Belindis.
Hello.
What is it, Tundo?
What is it like living with the firstlings? I haven't seen much yet, but many things seem to be different to life with the secondlings in Ogre's Death.
I can't make any real comparisons either. I grew up here and have never left our kingdom. I can hardly wait to see the halls of the fiftlings. They were the best smiths before we took on the mantle.
Don't expect too much. Their halls have been in the hands of the enemy for over 1,000 cycles.
I read that the orcs avoid the stronghold, as if there were a curse on it.
Even reading doesn't seem to be frowned upon among the firstlings. You feel at home here. But that isn't only down to the books.
It would seem that a lot of important positions are occupied by female dwarves in the Firstling Kingdom.
Is it not common where you come from that men and women share the duties?
Of course. Among the humans and the secondlings, the women help out in the house so that the men have time for their duties. That's how it is written in the books, too.
Here, posts are assigned according to the skills of the applicant, not gender. It's only natural that the most important posts are occupied by women.
She winks at you and gives you a knowing glance, although the whole thing still befuddles you.
See you later.
So can I see her skills? No, not yet. Alright. Okay. Camera, what the Jesus.
You guess that this water powers all the machines in the underground city. A masterpiece of engineering.
It's big.
The inventiveness of your people still impresses you, and fills you with pride for being a dwarf.
Thanks for saving me again.
Ah, Tungdil. I was wondering when you would pay me a visit.
I thank you, and Jeroen. You appeared at the right moment. May I, ask why?
It was down to you. Your speech about the responsibility I owe to my realm. Lot Yonan was a good teacher.
Her face darkens when she thinks of her old companion.
There are 100 reasons that Nodon deserves to die. That is why I went back to the secondlings and took another look through the books. I discovered a passage that said Keenfire can only take its effect against evil when it is wielded by a foe of the Undergrounders.
A foe of the Undergrounders? It's going to be difficult to persuade an orc to help us.
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I think I might have an answer to the problem. The Alpha are also your foes, aren't they?
What the...
Half human, half elf. My mother bequeathed me her gifts and her weapons. I got very little from my father, but his eyes are an advantage.
Just don't tell Geralda.
We should keep your parentage secret, especially from Geralda.
I'm in no doubt that the Alpha did terrible things to her. And I'm not keen on letting her kill me.
If what Nomura told me earlier is true, This Geralda could be just as great a danger as Nodon. She could take control of generals or kings, maybe even me.
You are aware of the danger, but you don't have the energy to think about it right now. You push the problem aside.
Then that's agreed. We will keep Namora secret to ourselves. And you're sure that only a foe of the Undergrounders can use Keenfire?
Anyone can use it like a normal axe, but only a foe of the Undergrounders can command its magical powers. I don't know much about her, but a half-elf should pass as a foe of all dwarves.
All right then. You will wield Keenfire in the battle against Nodon. But we're going to have to make it first.
You said it.
The actress takes her leave with a little nod.
I guess I should get used to using her then. Don't run away again. Please stay.
How are things with Jarun? Could you help him?
He's doing well. He should be back to full strength after some rest.
You still don't know what kind of being is hidden under the armor, but the Mager's powers seem to have done a good job.
The firstlings have offered to improve his armor, and when one of the best smiths in Girdlegard offers something like that, you should definitely take them up on it.
How are you and your powers? You look a little exhausted.
I won't lie to you. It has already been too long since I was in a place where I can draw new strength. My power is trickling away like water from a leaky pipe.
Is that perhaps a way to weaken Nodon?
No, I wouldn't count on that. Even if we could keep him away from the magical realms, the being that lives within him has given him unknown powers.
How was Sinthras able to overcome your shield? Can Alfar use magic?
No, certainly not. I don't know much about their people, but I think they have innate powers. Conjuring darkness, extinguishing fire, changing dreams. Little things that fill humans with fear and ensure the potency of terrifying legends about their people. Sinthras used a trick, not a spell. We killed 2 Alfar near Sovereignstone. They had crystals on them which they had received from Nodon to protect them from the spells of the Magi. He must have used a stone like that.
Take some rest. And I hope you'll still be here at dawn.
The Mager gives you a reproachful look.
Don't worry. We'll stand by you until this expedition has reached its destination.
It feels good having the Mager and her companion at your side again.
Proper range character. She is quite good. Okay, eventually we go back to the throne room, but I do want to do some exploring. Just, you know, flavor text here and there.
Geralda looks depressed.
One of us is an Alfar. Okay, boy.
You look like something's bothering you.
It's just... they avoid me. You're the only one who talks to me.
Yeah, well, you did try to kill us when we first met you.
Geralda gives a wry smile.
Not exactly the best of first impressions, right?
You're not a bad person, Geralda. Just give them some time.
Literally the worst way to say hello is trying to kill them. Like, literally the worst.
You said you wanted to join the Free Folk. What do you know about them?
To be honest, I don't know very much at all. It is said they are like a kingdom, just without a kingdom. No clans, no obligations and traditions, no repressive expectations. Just dwarves living together.
And where do I find them?
Everywhere. And nowhere. They hide. I think I almost found one of their cities. I don't know anymore.
See you later.
I'm still curious, like, is she a completely optional character? Would I have eventually gotten her anyway? Because I sort of did this odd backtrack thing to get her.
Namora, may I speak with you?
Not my ideal spot to be sitting personally.
was wondering how you ended up being an actress with Rodario and Fergus.
I have seen many places and done many things that I would like to forget. For a long time, I didn't know what to do with my life. But then I met Fergus. There are no secrets between us. I have never had to pretend with him. He introduced me to Rodario, and I feared the worst, but he was delighted. He immediately wrote me into a new play.
That sounds like Rodario. Your parents, relationships between humans and Alfar is uncommon.
My mother brought me up on her own. I don't know what happened to my father.
You look at her compassionately. Namora notices your expression and shrugs her shoulders.
I never knew him, so I don't miss him.
You don't believe her. You never got to know your parents either. But you still miss them even though Lot Yonan raised you.
This might be a strange question, but do you sometimes wish...
That I wasn't half elf? Of course I've thought about it. But what's the point? This is how I was born, how I am, and it's something I can't change. And well, perhaps it might now serve some benefit for the first time. My heritage could be the key to saving Girdlegard.
See you later.
So if Alfar have innate abilities like controlling fire, something darkness, and invading dreams, I wonder if she can do that kind of stuff too. Maybe to some degree or effect. Not that it really pertained much to the story, but just a personal curiosity. Enter the sick room. Oh yeah, to visit. Yeah.
It is simply legendary. No, it is mythical. We definitely need a large theatre so we can convey the impression of this grandeur to the spectators.
It's going to be difficult, but we'll manage it. But it will be more expensive.
It would appear you like it here.
Ha! Like it? It is fabulous! I almost feel like giving up. Not even the best of illusions could possibly imitate this. But say, what brings you to us, Tungdil?
You could just make it normal size and just like be really clever with mirrors and lenses to make it look much larger from the perspective of the observers, spectators. Might be able to save some money that way. Guys, you'll never guess. No, let's keep it between us as we said we would.
Every step from here on is more dangerous than the last. Are you sure you want to continue on our journey with us?
Of course. Every story needs an end. What kind of play would it be without a third act?
There is no way I'm going to let Namora ride into battle on her own. I will be there to assist her.
And how is your new play coming along?
Good, very good. The band of adventurers who set off to defeat Nodon, aided by the Queen of the Dwarves from the Kingdom of the Firstlings. It's going to be a real challenge to present this story in all its greatness.
Do you already have a title?
I haven't decided for sure yet, but at the moment I'm thinking along the lines of the heroic dwarves and their loyal companions who opposed Nodon despite all the challenges to destroy him and save Girdlegard.
I must go. Rest now.
Rest? Haven't you seen? There are machines that keep the whole city alive. I must take a look.
Tungdil.
It's an arrow in the shoulder. Come on.
How is he?
He's lost a hell of a lot of blood.
The crazy glint in Boindale's eyes has given way to serious concern.
I'm doing fine. You must rest, brother. Stay on your back so the wounds can heal. Fortunately, he hasn't lost his pig-headedness. As long as he has that, he'll come through.
Boindale forces a grin, but you can imagine what he's really thinking and feeling.
I thought Antakai was going to look after him. Didn't her magic help?
We don't want her help. Magic is no use. And we certainly don't want anything to do with Samerson.
You know there is no point arguing with the twins about magic. There is too much of a fine line between conviction and stubbornness. Boendal would rather die than be healed by the Maga.
It's a neat lighting system they got up there.
We'll have to go on without him. He won't manage more than 100 paces without dropping down dead the state he's in.
No! I'll manage, Scholar. Just give me 2 orbits, then I'll be fine. It's just a scratch.
Boendal tries to stand up, but he doesn't have the strength. You shake your head.
Stay here and recover, Boendal. We'll meet you again in time for the big battle against Nod-On. You have done your bit.
But where one of us is, the other is too. It is the greatest deed that has ever been carried out by our people. Oh. It would seem you are right, Scholar.
We'll be separated for the first time in our lives. I will miss you by my side in battle. The first 100 runts will be for you.
You will have to protect him and the others on your own now, brother. Don't take on too much, and rein in your frenzy. You must control your anger better than you usually do. Promise me.
I promise.
Tears run down the bearded cheeks of the 2 twins. They have never had to part like this before.
Surprising amount of experiences for talking to people. Oh, I gotta look at the abyss.
The second dwarf stronghold you have ever seen also impresses you greatly. The firstling stronghold is very different to Ogre's Death, but you'd rather not say which you prefer.
Okay, let's move on. I think we've done just about everything we can here.
I've gathered all of the metal we need for Keenfire. I'm ready to depart.
You nod and then look her solemnly in the eyes.
Once we set off, stay in the background, keep out of fights, and avoid all danger.
The female dwarf's expression darkens.
Shall we engage in a trial fight, Mr. Dwarf?
No, Bifracus. No, I know that female dwarves can fight. It's because of the axe. You're the only one who can forge it. If something happens to you, we won't be able to stop Nod-On.
The face of the smith relaxes, and then a smile appears on her lips.
I can look after myself.
Greetings, Queen Zamtis.
The Queen bows her head slightly, prompting you to speak.
Is everything ready for our journey to the Kingdom of the Fifthlings?
We have provided wagons for you and your companions. Are your preparations complete?
Yes, we are ready.
The Queen nods slowly.
Rally your companions. I will march east with my host, but don't be misled. The fate of the perished land is in your hands, not mine. May you succeed and return unhurt. Vrakas be with you.
The plains of Tabain are the most fertile in Girdlegard, and rightly give the kingdom its nickname of the breadbasket. The east of the land has been in revolt since the perished land advanced, and the peace seems to have broken in the heartland too, as a group of strangers crawl out of a hole in the ground.
Why don't we just look for a tunnel that hasn't collapsed?
And what if we don't find one? If we're overground, we at least know that there's a way, even if it's dangerous. Let's go.
So where are we now? Way up here now. Damn. Alright. So this is the third area. All the people added to party. I'll look at them in a second. And then we'll have... We have to go up here yet. Wow. Just trying to figure out how much more we've got. I mean, there's Mist March down there we haven't been. Urgon we haven't been. And this whole area seems to be linked together. Interesting. Okay, we'll head to Pennyfield.
Rudeka is, contrary to what the name suggests, a large city. If Rodario is to be believed, more than 70,000 people live here, a number that you find it hard to even imagine. But while you walk through the streets, you don't doubt that it's the truth. Never before have you seen such huge masses of people.
If we are looking for somewhere to quench our thirst or for a roof over our heads, then I would recommend the Golden Well Tavern. And we can find everything we need for the rest of our journey at the Big Market. Just say where you want to go, Tungdill, and I'll show you the way.
Market
the big
first.
Market at the city's south gate certainly lives up to its name. You have never seen a market on such a scale. Stands, large and small, as far as the eye can see. Everything you could possibly need can be found here, as well as plenty of things that seem to have no use at all. While you push your way through the crowd to get to the trader Rodario wants to introduce to you, you overhear two peasants talking about elves.
No, I tell ya, it was elves. Pale skin, pointy ears.
Yeah, something strange is going on these days. Old Trundlewood from down Acrehill way said he saw some pointy ears too. Come to think of it, where's he been all week?
Here we are.
Rodario's sudden announcement draws your attention away from the locals to the tent that you're now standing in front of.
Welcome to Brand's Potpourri. Whatever your heart may desire, I can supply.
Just leave, go to the tavern. Yeah, no thanks. So there is the better Talisman of Healing, I see. 10% chance to regenerate 20% health during a successful attack. A Talisman of Attack better increases the damage of special attacks by 60%. It's probably going to be greater too, something like that. Large health potion, large elixir of protection, Talisman of Initiative. I wonder if your high relationship, would this also maybe potentially spread to other people? We've got things to sell, like this ring, that shield. We have some healing potions. The problem with this is the stack doesn't split, so if I put somebody on a healing potion, they can use it 3 times, but I can't have a healing potion for everybody. So it's a little questionable on if I should pick one of those up or not. I'm thinking probably not. Can probably sell the simple healing talisman as well. Could upgrade it for 800-ish gold. Ugh. Well, Talisman of Attack, absolutely. These things are great. Talisman of Initiative, those are fantastic too. Is there any way I could manage that? Auto attack damage by 100%. Some people have pretty good auto attack, so I'll hang on to it. I think I'll get rid of that. Oh really? Wait, what? What? Okay, that's better. The prices don't update live. Every 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5. Oh, shit. Definitely picking one of these up. Okay, and food. Sure, why not? We actually eat a lot of food. I think we eat 11 food per... No, 10 food per day, I think. Talisman of Protection is pretty handy for certain situations. Talisman of Attack, 40% still pretty good, 60% is fantastic. A lot of initiative going on. The auto attack thing being pretty good. I'm happy with what we've got. This will be fine. This will be fun.
You follow Rodario through the lively streets until he reaches a run-down 2-story building. You hope that this dump isn't the tavern that Rodario recommends. You prepare yourself for the worst, but the inside of the tavern surprises you all. The walls are clad with dark, finely ornamented wood. The floor is clean, the tables are weighed down with good food, and a hot fire is burning in the fireplace. One should never judge a book by its cover. The guests look you over full of curiosity, and many nod a greeting. The haggard woman behind the bar greets you loudly.
Rodario, you old rogue! What are you doing here? And you got dwarves with you! I don't see one my whole life and then several come along in the same month.
We are on an important mission, Madame Flori, and could do with a place to stay the night.
Rodario introduces you and negotiates a good price for a few beds and a night's lodgings.
Sorry for asking, but you said you'd seen some other dwarves recently.
You're thinking of Gandagar's group and wonder whether they might have reached the kingdom of the Fifthlings already.
Yes, a nice bloke from the west. Paid for his room for a month in advance and then disappeared. Travelling lights.
The landlady's expression darkens.
That was 3 weeks ago. If he doesn't come back soon, I'll have to release the room.
We're not sneaky, but some of us are.
You give Namora a sign and sneak onto the first floor. The half-elf appears moments later. To your surprise, she has Balandis with her, who must have caught something of what was said.
I want to know who the dwarf who is sneaking around here is. Perhaps he belongs to Gandagar's group.
After apologizing to various guests for intruding, you are left with just one untried door. Namora picks the lock, and you enter the room unseen. The room is bigger than all the rooms in the tavern you have seen so far, and all just for one guest. There are maps, various pieces of notepaper, and 3 notebooks on the table. The notes are partly written in Dwarvish, and partly in the language of humans. The 3 of you scan through them, until Balandis draws your attention to a map, on which the route from the kingdom of the Firstlings to the kingdom of the Fifthlings is marked.
What would make a firstling travel to the perished land, or even to the kingdom of the Fifthlings?
You believe you found an explanation.
Here, this letter. I have found a way, but I don't know if I will return safely with Star Slasher. That's why I leave to you, dear Barris, my notes, may you, and so on.
Star Slasher?
You have come across this name in the notes a few times already, but you just shrug your shoulders and throw the letter back onto the table in disappointment. You had hoped to have found out some news on the whereabouts of the other group.
A sword. Apparently it was given to Giselbert I and I by a caravan travelling from the other lands. It seems we're dealing with a treasure hunter.
Okay, foreshadowing. And has that always been there, or did that appear when we entered the room? It's roughly when I noticed it being there, so I don't know. Okay, we'll go though. That's quite interesting. And now that I know exploring actually does something, I think I'll still mostly just continue on. We'll head to the curiosities along the way. Well, actually, let's go up and around.
You are woken with a jolt in the middle of the night by a blood-curdling scream. You look around in panic and see that the others have been woken too, but only Geralda has beads of sweat on her brow. She's breathing heavily. Concerned, you go over to her.
I can remember. The Alfar. They are doing experiments on the children of the Smith. We have to save them.
Alpha? Experiments? What are you talking about?
I can remember everything. Or at least some of it. I know that I was taken prisoner by the Alfar, along with other dwarfs. They experimented on us, and I somehow escaped.
Where was this exactly?
They are here, nearby. It was a village, I think.
An Alfar village in Tabain? Doesn't sound very likely.
By Rakus, if the Alpha are experimenting on dwarves, we can't just ignore it. We have to free the prisoners. We can't save the world if we ignore the suffering right in front of our eyes. We will help Geralda.
Boandal and the others accept your decision. Geralda nods at you gratefully.
And it's just somewhere here then? Or journal. Alfar experiments. According to Geralda, there are Alfar experimenting on the dwarves somewhere nearby. She thinks that she's the result of these experiments. Even though the creation of Keenfire has priority, you can't stand the thought of not helping dwarves in need. Is that what this little jut out thing is here? No. Alright.